Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and this is our first look show. We're going to be talking about the NBA slate on January 24th, Wednesday. The Rivals Week continues. We've got the Suns versus the Mavericks and the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Spurs for our Rivals games. But we do have 8 games on the slate, so a lot to get into, and we've got some options on the board that we're excited about already, but of course we'll have more in our daily show tomorrow. Before we get into our plays, though, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code at the bottom of the screen and they'll double your first deposit up to $100. They'll match what you put on, so you'll get $200 if you use the whole 100. But literally whatever you put on for your first time deposit, they'll match it. 25 gets you 50 and so on. Just throw that code in and they'll hook you up with that deal. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. You'll want notifications on if you want to jump on these plays quickly, because they do move and sometimes they get removed like sometimes 15, 20 minutes after we post these videos, even sometimes in the middle of us recording. So if you want to jump on that value and see what we're getting into and decide whether or not you want to take it, just make sure notifications are on as well. And if you guys don't mind, by helping us by liking the video, you can help us continue to grow. It really is the best way to support the channel. So if you don't mind just liking the video, that's a huge help, gets us further up into the algorithm, and then YouTube pushes us in front of a larger audience. And it's just a free way you can support the channel. So we appreciate it, guys. You've been doing great so far on that. All right, so here are the plays that we're going to be getting into at first look. I'm going to be taking Grayson Allen over 2.5 3-pointers made, and Luka Doncic in the same game over 17.5 rebounds and assists. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking Malik Beasley. He's a popular pick on this channel. I'm taking his threes for over 2.5, and I'm taking Bogdan, is that how you say it? Bogdanovic for over or under 7.5 rebounds and assists.
I think that's how you say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know they call him Bogey, but I don't really know how to say his first name.
Yeah. Well, I think people will know. If someone wants to explain in the comments, help us out. But yeah, Grayson Allen's also another favorite of the channel. He's every video, I feel like he's on here in some capacity. But cool. So before we get into the recap and the breakdown, we want to tell you guys again about Chalkboard, which is a partner of ours now. And it's a fun platform. It's like just an alternative platform. You know, we like to mix it up and have a variety of apps that we use, and they all serve different purposes. We like Prize Picks for certain reasons. We like Underdog. We like Sleeper. And Chalkboard is a little bit like Sleeper in the sense that you have to hit all of the plays that you put on your slip to cash. But what I don't see other apps doing is Chalkboard lets you adjust the lines to whatever you would like. You can bump them up or down on all the alternative options, and they let you do this for like 95% of the plays they put out. So if you make your play on your slip more difficult, you can get a higher multiplier. By doing that, you can make like 5-man slips deliver like 100x if you hit. And you can also just make them a lot easier if you're like, hey, I want to just, I want some sure shot plays that I know are going to hit. I don't care if the payout's a little bit lower. I just want to make sure I'm cashing. You can just make them all easier too. And again, they let you do dollar minimum bets. So it's a lot of fun. Prize Picks used to let you do that on Wednesdays with happy hour, and then they took that away. So if you want to, just throw out like a bunch of small bets, you can do that on Chalkboard as well. And they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Just use code BACKDOOR when you're making your first deposit, and they'll hook you up with a full 100% deposit match. There's a link in the description of the video if you want to check that out. I will mention once again, it's iOS only right now. They're a new platform, so it's only for iOS, but they're finishing up the Android version right now, and they're working on a desktop version, so that should all be coming soon. All right, let's get into our recap. So for the night video, I took Brandon Ingram over 4.5 rebounds. He ended up cashing on that. He cashed that in the first half, I believe. He went for 5, and then I don't think he got any in the second half, but thankfully he got 5 in the first half. And then Mikal Bridges over 3.5 assists. He ended up going for 5. He cashed this like barely after the first half, so had a good outing on the first look show. How'd you do, Jordy?
Yeah, on the night show, I had Colin Sexton for over 1.5 3-pointers made. He went for 2. At least is what Prize Picks is showing. It's kind of annoying. Like Prize Picks is I need to go and look them up on like ESPN, because they're showing me one thing and then I know that that's not what they got. They got more than that. So He could have went for more of that, but regardless, he hit. Then we took Lou Dort. He was the goose egg of the night. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get a sweep on both ends in one video, but that's why we tell you to, take what you like and mix and match. I felt great about Lou Dort. He just had a bad shooting night. He missed. We took him for over his points assists at 12.5. He went for 6. He just had a really bad night. Honestly, a lot of the Thunder players kind of didn't show up offensively until the second half. That game was a lot closer than it should have been. I know anyone who took Jalen Williams taco was stressing as hard as I was, and that was an amazing finish for him to get that done. But that was a fun night on that one. So sad on Lou Dort, but hopefully you guys cash some with the taco.
Although with that whole taco shenanigans, like there's some people in our Discord, man. It's like if these guys don't cash in the first quarter, they're like, oh, these guys are done. Like this is a bad pick.
I know.
Like, dude, chill.
He's banned.
Let it play out. But that's it. It's like if he doesn't cash in the first quarter, like he's banned. He's on the blacklist. Like, dude, chill out.
Dang, that's freaking. I'm glad you're not in like government.
Or maybe we need more of that.
Yeah,
to be honest
true.
With you.
That's true. Yeah.
But no, I get it though, because that Jalen Williams play did turn out to be a real like sweat. He cashed it with 2 seconds
Game
left.
winner.
It was the last shot of the game. So I get it. But some of the like, giving up vibe came way too early in Discord tonight. But all right. So did you go over just your night, or did you go your day picks?
Yeah,
too?
I just went over the night ones.
Okay, cool. So my day picks, I took Terrence Mann over 10.5 points and rebounds. He ended up playing great. He went for 18. And then I took Lonnie Walker for over 0.5 blocks or steals. And he did not cash this. And I was telling myself at halftime watching this game, like honestly, I told myself, okay, if this hits, I'm going to talk on YouTube about how I don't like that I took this play, whether it hit or whether it missed. And it missed. But I wanted to share my thoughts on it, because I'm like, this is honestly out of character play for me, because I got caught up in the hype. It's like we use these tools, we use these different ways of just finding plays, and you can get caught up in it. You can get caught up in just seeing something that's really juiced, and you can't go against what your normal approach is. And I'm not trying to blame tools that we use or anything. I'm just saying, like, I made a decision. I got hyped about this play. I'm like, yeah, he just needs one. He's done this in all these games. And I get it. I'm not trying to make such a big deal about one missed play, but I'm just saying, what bothers me about the fact that I took it is his last couple games, he was getting like 10 to 14 minutes a game. And that is just not my style of a play to take. And then tonight he went for 12 minutes. And so he was sitting there at the half with like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, so he's played 5 minutes. This is why, and I'm not trying to go on a rant, but I'm like, this was not, it's like you make a play and you're like, I shouldn't have done that. Like, so I'm not trying to beat myself up. Yeah, I'm not trying to beat myself up, but I just want to like emphasize the fact that like, I don't like taking plays of guys that are getting less. Like we talk minutes all the time and the importance of minutes. And I got caught up in the juice behind the play, and me, your brain starts going like, it's just one, and he's got 2 options, blocks or steal. It's just one. He can do this, and it's like, no. So that was a lesson learned for me tonight. And I think we went 3-1 in the night video. I think we went 3-1 in the day video.
Yeah, we did.
And so if you mixed and matched these, hopefully you were able to cash. I know that a lot of people in the Discord mixed them up and were able to cash tonight, but that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, Lonnie Walker didn't hit, and it was a reminder of the types of plays I don't need to be taking, because I just don't like any prop for someone who's getting like 10 to 15 minutes a game lately. And so I wanted to highlight that. So if that's something you guys resonate with, you're kind of like, yeah, I get that. Like that's something that's kind of like a red flag, to look for. And I ignored it. So sorry about that one, guys. How'd you do, Jordy? You got the sweep on your end, didn't you?
Yeah. Fortunately for me, I mixed and matched our plays today, and I hit on a 6-man with that Jalen Williams taco. So this, that's why we, the first look show is amazing, and we're trying to get a sweep on all of these, obviously. But it's really a good thing. Like, that's why we tell you guys to watch both videos, because it's really important, because sometimes you can mix and match these and they make sense, So today I went back and looked, and I was like, okay, I'll take some more of these, because I didn't make a single slip until this morning. So when I made that this morning after our video, I felt pretty good about it, and then it ended up hitting. But I took KCP for over 11.5 points and assists. He went for 14. I was mentioning that I felt good about this one. He's a great shooter, obviously, but whenever there's like a points prop, it was the same thing with Lou Dort, so I kind of was annoyed with that one. But whenever there's a points prop at like 11.5 and then a points assist a point higher, always take advantage of that, because it's pretty easy for guys to get assists in this league. But I felt good about KCP. He hit. And then I took Kawhi for over 3.5 assists, and he went for 10. He had a triple-double tonight. That was a fantastic game. I wish LeBron played just to make the game a little bit more competitive, but it ended up being a great game. The Lakers didn't lay down and die without their king, so I was happy to watch that game. But honestly, man, like I was thinking to myself too when I was watching Lonnie play. I was like, he deserves more time. Like Lonnie Walker, like is a fantastic shooter. I'm not trying to back up your play or anything, but I'm just saying.
I was thinking the same thing, because he was scoring a bunch while he was. Well, I mean, he looks like a pure scorer, and but I don't know. Maybe it's just because it wasn't hitting, but I mean, he was in the game for 12 minutes. He put up 5 points and a rebound. Yeah, he ended up not actually doing that great. We probably just caught some of his shots that looked good, because he ended up going 2 for 8, and he went 1 for 5.
There's games I've seen of him where there's injuries involved, and he'll come in and he'll go like 5 for 6 from 3. He's a fantastic shooter. So I've always liked Lonnie Walker. I wish he got more time with Brooklyn, but
he definitely deserves more time, I think.
Yeah, I think they need him too, honestly. But anyway. Moving on.
Well, they almost beat the Knicks tonight. They're putting it together. It's kind of fun.
They are. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, regardless of how I feel about Lonnie Walker as a player, it's just kind of one of those things where like we try to be super thorough and kind of give ourselves some ground rules about indicators we're looking for. And I feel like in hindsight, I didn't pay close enough attention to the minutes he's been getting lately. Right. And then once I saw him at the 5-minute mark, I was just like, dude, he's had a couple recent games like this. So anyways, let's get into these plays. All right. Because we covered everything. We went 6 and 8, so not the worst outing, considering 2 of the plays were plays we kind of were whatever, so hopefully you guys were able to mix and match and make a little bit, cash a little bit tonight. But all right, let's get into Rivals Week. So this game is going to be front and center for me. Suns versus Mavericks. I really hope my Suns win, because the rivalry is real. We have history with this Mavericks team keeping us. They came in just destroyed us that one series in the playoffs, and I just hope my guys show up and get it done tomorrow. But starting with Grayson Allen here, honestly, this has kind of been a wagon lately. He's been doing this a lot. Let's look at this over/under first, though. The game should be tight. Yeah, we get a 240.5 over/under with the Suns favored by 1.5. You love to see it. If we take a look at Grayson here, as far as 3-pointers made, he's done this 7 out of his last 10 games. In 2 of those outings, he went for 9. I didn't realize he had 2 games this year with 9 threes. That's beautiful. But when I talk about the wagon, it's like he's gone for 3 or more in his last 5 games. He's got a reasonable matchup. Let's see how it is specifically to shooting guard, since everyone's a shooting guard on Outlier. I'm just kidding. I think he actually plays more small forward. So a little bit tougher if he is playing small forward, because the Suns just rotate in so many ways lately. I mean, they get KD at the 5 sometimes. But if Grayson is at the 3, a little bit tougher, 5th in 3-pointers allowed. But if he does jump over to the 2, 26th. So I'm just going to go with the overall, because he's always moving around, and they're a little bit worse than middle of the road. They're 16th in the league at 3-pointers allowed. But the thing about the Suns is Grayson gets opportunities so often, because they've got Booker, they've got Beal, they've got KD. These guys need to be guarded, and then they always end up moving the ball around to Grayson. He's getting 6.8 attempts per game, and he's shooting 66% right now. That is insane. At least over these last 5 games where he's been on the wagon, or on a wagon, not on whatever. So yeah, feeling good about this play. If we hop over to Daily Grind, Looks like they actually have this favored to the under. So full transparency, if you're uncomfortable taking it, just fade it. Like we say in all of our videos, if there's any plays you don't want to take, don't take them, but if you do take them and they don't hit, don't come back and tell us how terrible they were. Like, you decide to take them if you want them. But this is favored to the under at just under 53% odds to hit the under and a -130 according to Daily Grind. And it looks like most of the odds makers are heading in that same direction. Bet MGM at a -135 to go under. So go ahead, do your thing. But once again, he's shooting 66% over the last 5 games. And he's putting up about just under 7 attempts per game. So I think he can hit 3 tomorrow, and it might be necessary for the Suns to win this game. So I'm going to stay in the flames with Grayson. And for my next play, I'm going to be taking Luka Doncic in the same game for over 17.5 rebounds and assists. You know what's crazy about Luka is he could do this on rebounds alone. He actually did in his last game. He went for 18 rebounds and 13 assists. And the game before that, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. This is a little bit tougher of a matchup. The Suns do have a pretty solid defense. He's usually the facilitator, so if he is playing point, the Suns are 9th in rebounds allowed, but still middle of the road, 15th in assists allowed. But I just think that, this rivalry is real, and Luka's always wanting to ball out when he plays the Suns. If you want to take his PRA, go for it. I don't like, he's probably going to hit most of his props tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised, I should say, if he does. But these were particularly low, like 17.5 is low for someone like Luka. Don't have to really get into his minutes. Like, he is he's one of the best players in the league, so he's going to get his minutes. If we hop over to Daily Grind, this is actually the top play on the board for Luka. They have this just under 54% odds to hit the over. They have it at a -138, and anyone that has it at 17.5 has it at a -130 or higher. So feeling good about this play. And once again, I've mentioned it before in other videos, but if you do want to check out this app, Outlier, we've partnered with them. It's a really great statistical analysis app, and they're letting all of our viewers give it a shot for free for 7 days. If you're interested in checking it out, there's a link in the description of the video. All right, Jordy, what do you got for us, man?
Yeah, man. So to get in mine here, sorry, I was trying to click the thing and it wouldn't go over.
It's all good.
So to get into mine, I'm starting off with this Malik Beasley play. I don't want you guys to think I'm just beating this dude to death on this channel, but 2.5 for a great 3-point shooter is just too low, man. You guys know how I like 3-point props, and Malik is got the second best 3-point percentage in the NBA right now, behind old man Grayson Allen there. So, it's these two have been battling for that spot, and they're both just great shooters. So I really like this Malik one though, because he's gone over this in 5 out of 10 games. He kind of is, he's a bang or bust play. I'm just gonna put that out there. He's either going to crush this really fast or he's not gonna hit it. So, just take it at your own precaution. It's really, like, in my mind, like a 50-50 shot on this one, no matter how it's juiced up. Just being transparent, it's a 54.18% chance, -137. I'm just going to say it's a 50-50% chance, just on the matchup and how he is. I've played a lot of this guy's props, so just putting that out there. He's shooting 5.6 attempts, though, and he is making 47% of them over the last 10 games. And over the last 5, he's shooting 6, making 34%. So a little bit lower, but he's a great shooter. So I can see him easily hitting this. A little bit of a tough matchup against Cleveland. He's they're ranked 10th, but they're giving up 3.8 a game. So this is going to be a pretty tough matchup for him, but not one that he's had way tougher ones and gone for a lot more. So I just feel good about this one. It's a good value play, so if you don't like it, you don't have to take it. Over under on this game, though. I don't want to say there's any blowout potential, but the last time the Cavs played Milwaukee, they blew them out by like 60 points. So you just never know. Like Russo says all the time, these guys are professional athletes. Doesn't matter how good you are. Sometimes the other team just gets the best of you. So the Bucks are favored by 6.5 in this game. 236 over under. Obviously, there's a lot of controversy with the Bucks right now in like their coaching and all that. They just fired their coach, and I think Doc Rivers is their new coach. Excuse me.
That's what it's looking like.
Yeah, I had to cough real quick. But yeah, I think Rivers is taking over there. So gonna be good for them. Obviously, they'll be a better defensive team. That's just kind of how Doc rolls. But like this Beasley play, hopefully his minutes don't get shot down for some weird reason. But I think he'll be fine in this game. But moving on to this Bogdanovic play, under 7.5 rebounds and assists. He's only gone over this 4 times in the last 20 games. Not sure why this is so high. He comes close, but against Golden State in his position, they're ranked 5th in rebounds allowed to shooting guards, giving up only 7, and assists they're ranked 1, giving up 4.7. So really tough matchup here. I know they're still missing some guys. You look at the list here. No Trae Young, he's still got a concussion. No DeAndre Hunter still, obviously, but nothing too crazy to note. Draymond is back. No Chris Paul, no Moody, no Gary Payton. Nothing crazy that I'm like worried about him getting way more. But yeah, the under on this one's looking really fantastic. So, just play at your own precaution. I love this one. Over here on Daily Grind, it is it's a 51.5% chance, minus 125 to go under. So, liking this one a lot. And that's the 2 I've got, bro.
All right. Well, these are the 4 we got for the first look episode of the show, and we will have more for you tomorrow in the daily show. If you're interested in checking out the tools from Daily Grind, they're an awesome company, and they're hooking up all of our viewers with 25% off of your first month if you want to check out any of their tools. They offer, I think it's like 4 different types of research tools. They've got the DFS optimizer, they've got the correlation tool, they have the middling tool, and I believe the fantasy scores tool. They're all really awesome. So if you're interested in checking them out, there's a link in the description of the video, but if you use code BACKDOOR, they'll give you 25% off. And if you want to check out our Discord, I say this all the time, but I think it works out to like 50 or 60 cents a day. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description of the video. Just go in to the Discord and then go up to server subscriptions. And then once you subscribe, it'll unlock all the channels for you. We have a really killer community over there. We have a lot of fun every day, just really good vibes in there. And we're always sharing the plays we're getting into. And it's just a great resource as a community to jump on plays. Sometimes plays you don't even know about. Like I tail one of our analysts on his NHL plays all the time. And or when I am going to jump into something like that, I will go to you go to the people that play it more often, and like CS2 and all that kind of stuff. They get into all of that in there. So if you're interested, come check us out. We have a lot of fun in there. But that's going to do it, guys. We hope you have a great Wednesday, and we will see you tomorrow in the Daily Show.
All right. Good luck, guys.